Carrie, close harmony singing has to be spot on. Did that work for you?
It has to be spot on, and when it's a cappella, every last little note has to be heard and valued. And particularly things where you have no vibrato on notes, where it's completely flatlining, so you don't hear that undulation. Those notes are really hard to get right tuning-wise. We've got a very classical sound here, beautiful sound, technically very, very strong. My only little advice to you guys is, with classical choirs, they don't tend to think about how do we communicate the message and how do we communicate to the audience. We just need a little bit more communication, then we feel like we're brought into it.
Sharon.
I enjoyed that combination beautifully. I was just getting to a point in the arrangement when I thought, you know what, this is really, really lovely, but I really need something to happen. And then just as I was thinking, I really need something to happen, you went, hallelujah, hallelujah, and you moved it on. So I was very, very happy with that.
Moira, do you feel the connection from the choir to the lyric?
It was connecting with me on a head level. I found myself admiring how difficult technically it was and how you worked around it. And then I found myself admiring the young lady fourth from the left. And I thought, oh, I wished more of you would express yourself and pull me in. It was an amazing sound you made, and just a bit more would have sent it to heaven.
Thank you, judges. And thank you, Lifted Voices Choir.
We've learnt over quite a short period of time to trust each other and trust the music that we're singing. And we've managed to do that today, so we're really, really pleased.
Our final choir is from South Yorkshire, the Sheffield Community Choir.
People are from different denominations, apostolic, Pentecostal, Catholics.
Different colour, different race, so it's a mixture of everybody, but we all blend together and come together as one.
We've only been together like 4 years. I've seen people that were literally so shy, really developed like a flower, just opened up over the years.
The song we're going to sing is The Lord is My Shepherd, which is based on Psalm 23.
I joined the choir with my sister back in 2013, and sadly I lost my sister last year, and that song was one of her favourite songs, and so singing that song reminds me a lot of her.
shall dwell
23rd Psalm, the best known of the Psalms, did they bring it alive?
They did bring it alive. I enjoyed that very, very much. I do have a couple of things. So as much as I really, really enjoyed it, there was sometimes the guys were just going a little off, just not quite holding down their harmony, which just took me out of where I was listening, because other than that, it was glorious. But I have to say, this lady behind here now, you praised all the way through the song. I heard your prayer, and because of that, you sent me on a journey. So, loving that, loving that.
Carrie, how was that vocally?
Yeah, they did really well. I just want to talk actually a little bit technically with you guys. You've got your lovely altos who've got really strong belty voices, and your placement is what we call forward placement. It's at the front of the face. Then you have your sopranos who are blended within themselves, but they are singing onto the soft palate, which is a softer surface. So what you have is each section is blended within itself, but when you put those sections together, you've got to look at not just the section by section, but how each one relates to the other.
Moiwa.
You know, the ladies have talked about the technicalities,
yes.
And for me, what moves me was the young lady that Sharon pointed out. Great gospel singing is not just about the great technicality of it, but heart to heart, and our hearts were knitted. And I think Janine has done a great job to pull people together in the community to sound like this. You have done fantastic there.
Thank you, judges, and thank you, Sheffield Community Gospel Choir.
They try so hard and they just love what they do. We've become such a family, and it means a lot to me to see them here on this stage, because it shows me how far they've come, and you know, I'm really proud of them.
We've heard some wonderful singing from our 6 choirs, and next week they'll have a final opportunity to impress the judges. But at this stage of the competition, let me ask them for their thoughts so far. Carrie, which choir stood out for you?
Great ensemble, great soloist, the Manchester Inspirational Voices.
Moiwa.
I have to say a lift of voices, because usually we think gospel choir is about jumping around, but technically they were so sound.
Yeah, and Sharon, which choir has resonated with you?
Well, they made water come out of my eye, De Montfort University.
Thank you, judges. The competition is very close. There's all to play for, so do join us next Sunday when all 6 choirs will sing again before the judges decide which choir will leave as Songs of Praise Gospel Choir of the Year. But for now, goodbye.
And next week's programme is a bit earlier at 5 to 5. The winning designs from this year's Christmas card competition are on sale now in aid of BBC Children in Need. More information on the Songs of Praise website.